Welcome back. If this is your first time here on this channel and you experience any kind of issues with playback, please check out the link in the description to my mirrored account on BitChute.com, redpill_McKenzie. Now, in today's video, we're picking up where we left off. We're now in week 3 of December 2018 with a high-level resignations. Talking CEOs, CFOs, COOs, heads of state, police chiefs, you name it. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's a new week until we catch up, and man, are we coming in hot. But anyway, where do I get the names from? I get them from a site called resignation.info, maintained by Resignation Anon. And despite the meme I just showed you, there are actually a lot of good people on this list. Not everyone on this list is a bad person. We've seen a bunch of those, but even still, not everyone's going to be indicted. All right, go ahead, check out the link to the indictments if that's something you haven't seen already. There's also a little feature here where you can report resignations. Anything that's not on the list since September 2017, or if it's just, brand new, that stuff's easy. Go ahead, put the link to that news article in there, submit it. Once it's been verified, it'll be added to the list. Now, get this. If it's new and it's notable, chances are you're going to see it on the next resignation show. Every other Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. German time, with the next show being this weekend, this Sunday, April 14th, and it's hosted on a channel called In Real Life News. I'll put a link to their channel in the description so that way you can catch the next resignation show. Or if you're hanging out on the site already, go to the resignation show tab and bam, link up with In Real Life News, or catch up with any of the episodes you've missed already. But now that that's been taken care of, let's get to the names, shall we? We have the Prime Minister to the Sri Lankan government, in Sri Lanka, of course, Mahinda Rajapaksa. We have the chairman to Auckland Rugby League in New Zealand, Cameron McGregor. He's also the chairman to New Zealand Warriors. He moved over just to be the deputy chairman in the New Zealand Warriors. So he stuck with them, just no longer chairman, and went to deputy. We have the CEO to Pendragon PLC in the UK, Trevor Finn, retired and was replaced by Mark Herbert. We have the chairman to Sumitomo Mitsui Financial Group Inc. in Japan, Miyata Kiyoshi, retired. We have the CEO to HQ Trivia in the US, Colin Kroll. He died at the age of 4 after an alleged drug overdose. We have the senator to the U.S. Senate in Tennessee, one of the two, Lamar Alexander, a Republican. He retired. We have the chairman to Core Energy Infrastructure Trust, Inc. in the U.S., Richard Green. We have a board member to Kentucky Retirement Systems in the U.S., Neil Ramsey. He resigned, citing a conflict with state law that prevents a trustee from also serving as a city council member. We have the CFO to Teladoc Health in the U.S., Mark Hirschhorn. He resigned amid allegations that he fed stock tips to a company employee he was having an affair with. We have the vice mayor to Riga in Latvia, Andris Ameriks. He resigned amid an unfolding corruption scandal in the Latvian capital's municipal transport company. We have the CEO to TrueLeaf Sustainable Agriculture Limited in Canada, Greg Kerwin. We have the CEO to London Luton Airport in the UK, Nick Barton. He resigned and was replaced by Alberto Martin. We have the CEO to the British Academy of Songwriters in the UK, Vic Bain. We have the chairman to Avanti Communications in the UK, Paul Walsh. He resigned and was replaced by Alan Harper. We have the CEO to Johnson Service Group in the UK, Chris Sander. He resigned and was replaced by Peter Egan. We have the president to Barhead Travel in the UK, Sharon Mundro. She resigned and was replaced by Jacqueline Dobson. We have the CFO to Kroger in the US, J. Michael Schlattman. He resigned and was replaced by Gary Millerchip. We have the Deputy Secretary to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, also known as HUD, in the U.S., Pam Patanod. We have the CEO and Chairman to Acadia Healthcare in Tennessee, Joey Jacobs. He was fired. We have the Chairman to Ertstadt Biddle Properties, Inc. in the U.S., Charles J. Ertstadt. We have the President to Wynn Resorts Limited in the U.S., Maurice Wooden. We have the CEO and President to Bay Area Hospital in Oregon, Paul Janke, retired. We have the CEO and President to Meritus Health in Maryland, Joseph P. Ross, retired. We have the CEO and President to Door County Medical Center in Wisconsin, Gerald Warwick, retired. We have an actor to the Disney Channel in the U.S., Stoney Westmoreland. He was fired and arrested after police say he tried to meet a 13-year-old for sex. We have a director to the Department of Motor Vehicles in California, Gene Shiomoto, retired. We have the Minister of Public Labor and Housing to the Somalian government, of course, Somalia, Abdel Fattah Ibrahim, resigned following an eruption of violence after the detention of a prominent local sheikh in the city of Baidoa in the southwest portion of that country. We have the Assistant Minister to the Australian government, Australia, of course, Andrew Broad. He resigned over sex claims. We have the Prime Minister to the Belgian government, Charles Michel. He resigned over a migration spat. We have the CEO and General Manager to the Cincinnati Metro in Ohio, Dwight Farrell. We have the two co-CEOs right there. We have Yoon Kyung-yin and Chun Byung-jo to KB Securities Co. Limited in South Korea. We have the CEO and President to Grant Makers in Health in the U.S., Faith Mitchell. We have the CEO to Mass Rapid Transit Corporate, SDN, BHD in Malaysia, Datuk Seri Shralil Mukhtar. We have the Senior VP to Amazon in the U.S., Diego Piacentini. He went on a 2-year leave in 2016 to work with the Italian government and had decided not to return to the company after his project came to an end in October. We have the chairman to DocuSign Inc. in the U.S., Keith Crack. We have the economic development chief to Massachusetts in the U.S., Jay Ash. We have the CEO to California Life Sciences Association in the U.S., Sarah Radcliffe. We have the CEO to United Way of the Chattahoochee Valley in Georgia, Scott Ferguson, retired. We have the mayor to Tucson, Arizona, Jonathan Rothschild. His term ended. We have the co-chairman, these two chairmen, to Hong Kong Airlines in China. And we also have these two vice chairmen. Pause if you need to read the name. My fault. This vice chairman and CFO. My apologies. And we have these three directors, all to Hong Kong Airlines. They just all resigned. We have the co-CEO to Kaloub Group in the United Arab Emirates, Anthony Kaloub. He died at the age of 63 due to cancer. We have the CEO to Harlan Clark Holdings in the U.S., Victor Nichols. Resigned, is replaced by Eric Prush, and went off to be chairman at Harlan Clark Holdings. So stayed as CEO. He left CEO, stayed with the company, moved over to chairman. We have the CEO to Digital Asset Holdings in the U.S., Life Masters. We have a bishop to the Roman Catholic Church in the U.S., Alexander Salazar. It's probably Salazar. We have the CEO to Cirrus Aircraft in the U.S., Dale Clapmere. We have the CEO and president to Asian American Hotel Owners Association in the U.S., Chip Rogers. He resigned and went off to be CEO and president at the American Hotel and Lodging Association. We have the CEO and president, Oregon Association of Hospitals and Health Systems in the U.S., Andy Davidson. We have the VP to American Petroleum Institute in the U.S., Marty Durbin. We have the CEO to Carlsberg in the U.K., Julian Moman. He resigned and was replaced by Tomas Blawat. We have the CEO to Cardinia Park Stadium Trust in Australia, Michael Brown. We have the CEO and president to New York Public Radio in the U.S., Laura Walker. We have the president to Russian Football Union in Russia, Vitaly Mutko. We have the CEO and president to American Feed Industry Association in the U.S., Joel Newman, retired. We have the president to Flint Group in Luxembourg, Bill Miller, retired. We have the co-editor-in-chief to Cancer Discovery in the U.S., Jose Baselga. He resigned because he had failed to disclose millions of dollars in payments from the industry. We have the CEO and president to the National Coast Guard Museum Association, Inc. in the U.S., Dick Grahn. We have the state representative to the state Washington State in the U.S., Matt Manweller, a Republican, resigned over sexual misconduct allegations. We have a committee member to the African Economic Association in the U.S., Roland G. Fryer Jr. He resigned over allegations of sexual harassment. Also, we have the CEO and the CFO, two different people, to Primary Residential Mortgage Inc. in the U.S. The CEO, David Zitting, retired and is replaced by Kenneth Knudsen. And the CFO also retired, Steve Chapman. We have the CEO and president to Southern Cross Cables Limited in New Zealand, Anthony Briscoe, retired and was replaced by Lori Miller. We have the CEO to Kemet Corporation in the U.S., Per Olaf Loof. He resigned following an investigation into a consensual personal relationship with an employee. We have the CEO to Intiviti AB in Sweden, Torben Munch. We have the CEO and president to Berkshire United Way in Massachusetts, Christine Hazard. We have a journalist to Spiegel in Germany, Klaas Relotius. He's an award-winning journalist, and he got caught faking a number of stories in the past years. We have a mayor to Skagway in the U.S., Monica Adams Carlson. She died at the age of 61. She was struck by a bus and killed by it in Washington, D.C. We have the chairman to KCOM Group in the UK, Graham Holden. We have the CEO to Asafra Foods, SOAG in Oman, Nasar Zahir Al Mawali. He retired and is replaced by Mohammed Sohail Al Shanfari. We have the CEO and president, Computer Task Group in the U.S., Arthur Krumleish, retired. We have the defense secretary to the White House in the U.S., James Mattis, retired. We have the CEO and president to Midnight Sun Mining Corp in the U.S., Brett Richards. We have the CEO and president, and we have the COO and VP to Alta Mesa Resources, Inc. in the U.S. We have the commander to Austin Police Department in Texas, Jason Dusterhoff. He was fired following a lengthy investigation and allegations that he choked a woman multiple times to a state of unconsciousness during, quote, rough sex, according to a 17-page disciplinary memo. We have a member to the Labour Party in the UK, Yvonne Lewis, resigned citing the handling of allegations of sexual harassment against him and anti-Semitism in the Labour Party. We have the CEO, the COO, and the corporate controller to Sunshine Enterprise, Inc. in the U.S. All three of them died in a plane crash. Pause if you need to read their names. The president to Heli Americas in the U.S. also died in the same plane crash, and Heli Americas is a Sunshine Enterprise company. We have the CEO to Surteco Group in Germany, Herbert Muller. We have the president to Five in France, Jacques Moog. We have the head to SFEPA in France, same guy. We also have the CEO to PepsiCo Inc. in the U.S., Albert P. Carey, retired. We have the CEO to Regional Australia Institute in Australia, Jack Archer. We have the CEO to CQS in the UK, Michael Hensey. He resigned and was replaced by Xavier Rolette and went off to be... He moved over from CEO to be chairman at CQS. It still works for him. We have the CEO to Iditarod in the U.S., Stan Hooley. We have the CEO and president to New England Federal Credit Union in the U.S., Edward Paternostro. We have the CEO to Inapac Holdings in Singapore, Wong Chin Yang, resigned amid queries over an acquired business. We have director to Imagination Park Entertainment, Inc. in Canada, Gabriel Napora. We have the CFO and corporate secretary to H Source Holdings Limited in Canada, Denise Locke. We have a director to Group M in the U.S., Cherie Cohen, retired. We have the president to Great Neck Historical Society in the U.S., Alice Caston, retired. We have a judge to New Haven City Court in Indiana, Jeff Robinson. He retired less than a week before the city council will likely dismantle the court. We also have a judge to Monongalia Circuit in West Virginia, Russell Clogs, retired. And we also have the chief judge, a judge, and another judge to Wayne County Circuit Court in Michigan. So Chief Judge Robert Colombo Jr., and then the other two judges, Virgil Smith and Richard Holloman. Again, all three retired, if I didn't cover that already. We have a pastor to Christ Community Church in Nisswa, Minnesota, David Urich. He resigned over allegations from past prompt requests. We have a sheriff to Iron County Sheriff's Office in Utah, Mark Gower, retired. We have the CEO and president to Mauginier Limited in the U.S., John Mauginier, retired. We have the CEO to Web.com Group, Inc. in the U.S., David Brown, retired. We have the Vice Chancellor to Bangor University in the U.K., John Hughes, retired. And we have the CEO to Parkson Retail Asia Limited in Malaysia, Larry Michael Remsen. So don't forget, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's a new week till we catch up again, coming in hot. And don't forget, this weekend, this Sunday, in real life news for the next Resignation show this Sunday. And as always, if you like my content, go ahead, please share, because Sharing is caring. And if you haven't already yet, go ahead, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. So that way YouTube has no choice in what kind of content of mine you get to see. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you all. God bless you all. This is Red Pill McKenzie.